Hey, everybody. Welcome back to EHS Concepts, the ways of safety. I am your host, Ryan. More often than not, that's who it'll be. But today, we're not here to talk about checklists or training modules. No, we're here to talk about the elephant in the room, why your company says safety first while treating it like an afterthought. The real hazard when safety gets in the way of, the bottom line. So let's start with the obvious. Profit over people. They will preach zero incidents, hand out safety awards, then quietly slash training hours because, hey, we're lean. They'll delay equipment upgrades because return on investment isn't there. And when something breaks, when a machine jams, when a scaffold sways, they don't fix it. They tell you or me to work around it. And that's not oversight. That's deliberate. And that's illegal. But because here's the math they don't want you to see. A broken guardrail costs 10 grand to replace. A lost time injury, maybe 50, 60 grand in claims and downtime. But if they can dodge both by keeping quiet, by pushing you harder, they pocket the difference. The safety isn't a value, it's a line item. And when the numbers get tight, guess what gets cut first? Not executive bonuses, not marketing, you or safety or both. So now, blame shifting. This one burns because near miss happens and you're going to report it. And the first thing that they're going to ask, what did you do wrong? Never, well, why was that floor slick? Or never, why was the ladder missing this wrong? They're going to rewrite that incident report so fast with your names at the top, right? While the real world fix gets buried in a follow-up email that hardly ever comes or never comes, right? Now, I've watched it happen. I've seen guys slip on, whether it be oil or an oily substance, and manager says, well, you should have worn non-slip boots. Never mind that leak or whatever's been dripping for weeks because of a maintenance backlog. I say that a lot, especially with the maintenance guys. And some guys I feel for, the people, I say guys and it is a general term, but some of the maintenance people, sometimes they are backlogged, sometimes their hands are tied, and sometimes they're just absolute lazy. And you know who you are. This resonates with you if you're one of those people, okay? But this is what happens, though. They discipline the worker and not the system, because admitting the system's broken means admitting that they failed. And that's bad for several things, not only their own resume as a company, but as a reputation, right? So the last one, the silence as policy. This is the quiet killer because you spot a hazard, say, a chemical drum leaking under a shelf. Now you say something. The next thing happens, your hours change, your overtime dries up, and then someone forgets to include you in the safety meeting. That's not coincidence. That's control. It's abuse of power. Now, they don't fire you outright. That's too messy, right? They just don't make life uncomfortable until you stop talking. Until you learn speak up and you pay, so the leaks keep leaking, which is horrible, and that's not what most of the people in my field in EHS or safety, OHS, we don't have that in us. That's not how we do things. We want the systems to work so our people stay safe. That's just how we do things. Now, with all that, the leaks keep leaking, scaffolds keep wobbling, whatever, and the culture, it's not safety first at all. And I've got it on this channel several times. It's don't get caught. It's either don't get caught or cover it up and don't report it. Now, look, I'm not saying every boss is evil or every company out there is evil. Some are just trapped in that same mentality and the same machine, right? And that mentality is wrong, but that machine is rigged, and it's going to remain rigged until we call it out, right? Because nothing's going to change unless we together change. So here's what to do. Document everything. Photos, emails, dates, not to snitch, to protect yourself. Because if OSHA asks, you've got proof. If they don't have it, because if they don't, the company, right? So if OSHA asks you for proof and you have it, and the company doesn't, you've got the leverage. And next time they, try out safety culture, ask this question. If safety's really first, why is it's the first thing that we cut? Say it again. Ask this. If safety for our company is actually and totally really first, why is it that it is always the first thing that we cut? And then I hope you have it on video. If you can, great. But again, say it calm, say it loud, say it again, because they will only listen when you make it hurt. When those numbers show up on their dashboard. And that's just where it is, right? When those numbers show up on their dashboard, it's in their meetings, and they have that evidence in front of them. That's when things are going to change. That's the only way it can help, when they're hurting in those numbers, unfortunately. Now, if you've seen this, profit over people, those blame games, the hush hush, drop it in the comments. No names, no drama. Just tell me the truth, because I'll read it and I'll build on it. I may even actually come on the podcast. So, if you're a novice in EHS or a seasoned pro in EHS, aka the safety field, reach out to be on this podcast. Because there's things that we need to talk about. Again, I try not to mention company names. Even some of the work that I've done, I put company X or whatever, but then everybody, oh, that was X, that was Elon Musk. No. Just we'll make up a name if we have to, so we can refer to the entity without identifying its identity. Even though there's a lot of places you can go and look up people's safety ratings for a company, and maybe that'll be a podcast, maybe something that we discuss too. But again, if you're a novice, seasoned pro, EHS, aka safety, reach out to be on the podcast. And even if you're not in safety or EHS or whatever, maybe you have something that needs to be discussed from, your point of view involving us in safety or environmental health and safety, and discuss this, involving these concepts around EHS and safety. Please reach out. The link will be in the description below, so you can reach out, say, hey, I'd like to be on the podcast. I will send you a script format. Again, we don't have to stick by the script format, just so you know. It's not set in stone. It is, hey, this is kind of a discussion guide, just keep the flow if we can. Because some of you have reached out, and I've got to line you up for the next 2 weeks. So there's going to be some podcasts dropping with interviews again, which I'm excited about, and topics that I think will hit close to home and a lot of people should appreciate. Again, if you watch this and it's content you enjoy, please share it. Please like, please subscribe for sure, because it helps. It helps in this endeavor of getting safety out there in a way that's hasn't been, because it hasn't. So please share if you're tired of pretending, and remember, your job isn't to die for the company. It's not. But it is to make them earn your trust, and vice versa. They got to earn your trust, right? Back and forth. So this has been EHS Concepts. Again, host Ryan. I'll see you next time. Thank you for staying. Thank you for watching. And see you next